Struggling with an outdated website? Did you try to DIY your website and it's not getting the traffic you had hoped? Need a stunning redesign, full site audit, and all the latest updates? Site Hype Designs has you covered. We're the wizards of web, crafting sleek, modern sites that can help get your business back on track. Right now, the first 10 listeners to email us with the subject Johnny Claus will score a complete site audit and exclusive consulting tips from our head wizard, Johnny Claus himself. So send him a message and see if you qualify. Don't wait, email John at sitehypedesigns.com with Johnny Claus in the subject line. That's John at sitehypedesigns.com. Hurry, only the first 10 get this magical deal. This is a holiday present for your business that can change how your customers find you. Site Hype Designs, where your website dreams come to life. Welcome to Around the House with Eric G., your trusted source for all things home improvement. Whether you're tackling a DIY project, hiring it out, or just trying to keep your home running smoothly, you're in the right place. With over 30 years of remodeling experience, certified kitchen designer Eric G. takes you behind the scenes with expert advice, industry trends, and the latest innovations for your home. It's everything you need to know without the fluff. Eric G. had a chance to sit down and discuss some ways to save some money on your cell phone bill with our friends at Comcast. If you caught our midweek special podcast last week, this is the full interview that you didn't get on the podcast. Here is Eric G.
Welcome to the Around the House Show, your trusted source for everything to do with your home. I'm Eric G. Thanks for joining me today. And today we are going to dive into our lifestyles, technology, everything that we're doing around that makes our life a little bit easier. I got Rigo from Comcast Xfinity. Brother, welcome to Around the House.
Oh, Eric, thank you so much for having me. Delighted to be here. We're coming up again on the holidays, and the timing just feels too perfect. So thank you for having me.
Man, I tell you what, you guys, in full disclosure for everybody out there, you guys have lent me a phone to use to play around with. And quite frankly, I'm impressed. I've been I've been an AT&T customer my entire life, I think, since before it was Cellular and AT&T and stuff. And yours works a little bit better. And that's being kind to my AT&T people over there. But I tell you what, there's a lot of advantages that I found going when I got them right next to each other. It don't lie.
Oh, that's music to my ears and to all the folks here that work hard at Xfinity, because that's exactly what we love to hear from our customers, Eric. So glad to hear it. And no doubt there's a lot of great options out there, but we do believe in our product and that it's a differentiated product and that it's the best one out there.
I think what's cool is you guys do such a great job of combining your massive network out there as well as with the phone carrier coverage, because there's only so many towers out there across the US. You guys are on a brand's towers, but really how it seamlessly meshes with the basic online stuff that you see in the stores and the retail locations and even the houses in the neighborhood. You can have a lot better coverage just from that seamlessly working within each other.
That's exactly right, Eric. And if you don't mind, I'd love to share a little bit of what's happening behind the scenes there to make that work.
Let's do it.
It's a little bit of what we call Wi-Fi offloading. And it's this process of shifting mobile data traffic that's on the cellular networks onto Wi-Fi connections. And what happens when we do this, it helps reduce congestion with the cellular networks, which gives customers such as yourself faster and more reliable connectivity, especially in areas where we have the strong Wi-Fi coverage.
Man, I tell you what, I was at a concert, and of course, concerts are horrible for trying to do anything on a connection over the top of I don't care what network you're on, it's overloaded. It's overloaded dozens of times a year. You're putting way too many people on a cell tower. It's just the kind of the Achilles heel of a system. But when you guys have a Wi-Fi spot there it can snag, it changes the game. All of a sudden, oh wow, I could actually live stream part of this concert if I wanted to, where there's not a chance that's going to work together on anybody's cell network in most cases.
Oh, you're spot on. And that hits close to home, or my old home, I should say. I lived in Pioneer Square, right near Lumen Field. And so lots of great concerts, right? And that's exactly what would happen to a lot of folks. And you can see them walking around trying to get signal, and it's gridlock. And so this is where our Xfinity Mobile Power Boost comes in. That's a unique feature that takes Wi-Fi offloading to the next level. And when you're on Power Boost, you're able to get 1 gigabit per second over Wi-Fi. So this means customers can enjoy the ultra-fast performance for streaming, gaming, or video calls, or just as you described it, when you're out there, you can actually stream it while everyone else could be struggling.
Yeah, and I caught myself because even though I am an Xfinity customer, when I pay my bill, it's not like this is some paid segment here. But the thing is with me, my AT&T Apple phone does not work well because of the way AT&T has it set up to do that offloading right. It's always not working right. It's never jamming on the right stuff. You guys have got that engineered so it works well, because those other guys don't. And I'll say that just as a customer, it's frustrating. There's times I have to go in and turn my Wi-Fi off and I'm trying to force it to work. Not with you guys. That phone just kept smoothly working through that. And it was impressive.
Yeah, seamless connectivity. That's what we're after when it comes to Power Boost. So whether you're at home or you're on the go, we want customers to stay connected through Xfinity's extensive Wi-Fi network. And that's exactly it. You shouldn't feel any kind of pain when it comes to this. It should be just like you're walking around. It should be no issue at all. Again, seamless is what we're after. And we're very happy to hear that that's exactly what it's been for you. And I know other customers.
Man, I tell you what, I used to live in Seattle. Now I live down in Portland. But I tell you what, yeah, coming out of a Hawks game, trying to text pictures or a video to a buddy is not going to happen. You know?
No, absolutely not, right? You could, I can't tell you how many times just even walking around, not attending the game, but they're in Pioneer Square. And anytime you have just congestion or density of folks hanging or walking around, hanging around, you're going to feel that. And this is where the advantage comes in, again, a Power Boost. And one of the data points I want to throw out there, we've done a lot of research, and here's what the data tells us. 94% of the devices connect via Wi-Fi. So this is why it's so critical. It's too important to make sure, one, we have a great gateway and whole home coverage, but we also want to make sure we have that on the go. This is why we're going to continue to make investments in this space. I want to just throw out a fun fact. I know you're down in Portland. I don't have that number, but we have 100,000 free hotspots in Washington alone, and that number is growing daily.
It's amazing. Let's shoot back 10 years and we'll talk about your guys' network, because I use it heavily. I'm a kind of a power user on the residential side because I'm doing video and this kind of thing all the time. So I always go for a little bit faster connection. But it is absolutely amazing what you guys have been able to do with coaxial cable out there to get speeds, because I've got I actually got faster network speed here than my neighbor across the street that's got carbon fiber, and I'm on Comcast cable. So it's amazing how you guys have taken technology and advanced it so far, and they're continuing to do that because the speeds keep getting better and better.
Yeah, that's right. And it's a lot of that has to do with the investments in our gateway in the home. We're after not just, certainly we're making investments in our infrastructure, and we always have to continue to make improvements there. We believe we have the best network, but it really comes down to how that Wi-Fi works in your home. And so the investments have been in that gateway. We want to make sure that customers have the best experience in the home, whether they're in one of the bedrooms or they're in the garage or wherever they are. They have to have the best Wi-Fi experience. And that's what we really lean on when it comes to the network. It's making sure we have great Wi-Fi.
And what's cool with that is that's the foundation for what you guys have done with the cellular coverage, because if that's not working right, then of course, when you jump onto a hotspot Wi-Fi location, if that's not working great, you're still in the same boat of not having a great connection. But with that speed and bandwidth, it seems it makes it work really seamlessly.
That's exactly right. And that's what customers have told us. You mentioned a little bit of that pain point you had with one of our competitors. That's exactly what we hear from customers. And that's why we've made these investments, is to we want folks walking out there, and we don't want them to even think about it. They need to be focused on enjoying the experience, whether it's a concert or a game, and just to be able to use that handheld device seamlessly and not think twice about, oh, why is it slow, or why isn't it transferring over? And to your point earlier around how much the technology has advanced in the last several years, it is amazing. I recall those moments of having some of those challenges of, hey, why is it not trying to make a Wi-Fi call? And it was so clunky. And that's been our mission, is let's solve that. Let's make sure that's as easy as possible for the customer.
Yeah, and even the web access from the phone, because we use our phone so many different ways now. It's not only are we using it for directions, but we're sitting there looking up the latest gas prices on the app, or we're messaging back to somebody that, hey, here's my location. I'm on my way there. There's so many different uses, and it's so amazing when I look at how much Wi-Fi I actually use versus cell coverage on our phones.
To find out more, head to aroundthehouseonline.com. Around the House will be right back. Hey, contractors, remodelers, designers, and construction pros. Producer Jim here. Pumped to announce the Around the House Pro Insider podcast is back. After a 10-month break, yep, we were recharging, but now we're ready to supercharge your business. Get expert insights, growth strategies, and a few chuckles to elevate your game. Subscribe now on your favorite podcast platform. Don't miss out, or I'll show up to reorganize your job site. Around the House Pro Insider. We're back, better than ever. Catch the show on your favorite podcast player. Hey, it's producer Jim here, and Eric G has no idea I'm doing this. When you sign up for the Around the House Insider, you're not just getting early access to the weekend show, exclusive extended episodes, the full back catalog, and a direct line to Eric himself. I'm throwing in 2 Around the House stickers on me, just for signing up. But don't wait, this is only while supplies last. It's just $4 a month. Head to aroundthehouseonline.com or click the link in the show notes. Shush! Don't tell Eric.
What's up? This is Sticks It In Ya.
And Satchel from Steel Panther. And you are listening to
Around the House with Eric G.
Yeah.
We love Eric G, and you should too.
1987.
Welcome back to the Around the House show. Now, let's get back to the conversation with Rigo Topete from Comcast and continue the conversation about technology and saving some serious money on your cell phone bill.
Again, there's a new app for that.
That's exactly right. And you just reminded me of sometimes car rides or when we're on the go. We could be simultaneously doing 4 things at once. You could be using your navigation. You could be looking up a restaurant and everything else you just described. So that's why it's so important to make sure that we have these hotspots, because there's a lot happening on the device. We need to make sure that Wi-Fi, that connection is just perfect. Again, we're just doing more at once, more simultaneously than ever before.
Or that most frustrating part when you go to use that app that you haven't used in a month or two because you're using it for special situations like traveling or whatever, and you go to hit it, it goes, oh, I have to update first. And when you've got one bar out in the middle of nowhere, you're like, I don't know if this is going to work.
Yeah.
So you get stuck.
Yeah, you just reminded me of my last trip. I went out to, was it Cannon Beach? And I was out hanging out in Oregon. My first time there. Beautiful,
nice.
By the way. And I ran into a situation there with the apps.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. When you're out at Cannon Beach like that, same kind of thing. The other one that's most frustrating, and I'm an Apple user, right? So that's what I have on my everyday carry phone. But I have so much stuff on there. Everything's in the cloud. I go to press to show someone a video that I did, and it's frozen for 5 minutes trying to pull down the video off the cellular network. And it's another pain point as I'm nervously standing there going, give this a minute. And everybody else goes, I hate the iCloud for that, because now you got to wait there 2 or 3 minutes for it to play. And you're like, I was just trying to show a video.
You nailed it. We're in this new age of having things on servers, right? Whether it be the Apple Cloud, or I have Google Drive. And there's nothing more frustrating than when you run into that. You're hanging out with your family, you want to show them something, and it's just not connecting, right? Because of the congestion, or the cellular network just can't keep up. But when you're on the Power Boost, that's the benefit. You're going to see that seamlessly. It's going to feel just like you're at home on your own network. And again, it's to make sure that everyone can feel great about those special moments when you're having lunch with a friend and you don't get to see that friend too often. And it should just be a great experience no matter what.
There's nothing worse trying to flag down the waiter, waitress, or whoever's serving you and saying, do you guys have a Wi-Fi password here?
Yeah. And then security. Now you have to worry about security too. You log on to some of these networks and you don't really know what you're accepting, right? And you don't know who's on there behind the scenes. That's something you just won't have to worry about when you're with Power Boost, right? That all protects your data, it protects your phone. And you just reminded me, how many times are we going to restaurants now and they're digital menus, right? There's a QR code and you go on there. And
right.
So we're using that more and more, and that's not going to stop. It's only going to continue we're going to continue to use that more and more.
And I'm seeing it more and more common that I'll just say that the guy sitting in the corner of the bar with his laptop open, or coffee shop, and he's got a mirrored Wi-Fi signal to what's in the coffee shop. And wow, that was easy. Got into that one.
Yeah.
And then they have full access at times into your systems. So you need to be very careful with what you're clicking on out there.
Yeah, it is a new age. I think to your point, I loved your point earlier around how much we've evolved with technology and connectivity. But we also know that brings other challenges, right? And that we're in this age now where we have to really be mindful about what networks we connect to and protecting our data. There's just so much now coming up, and it's not to scare us or anything. It's just a reality. And that's why we love our product. Is you're not going to have to worry about any of that. You don't have to worry about that, that potential person in the coffee shop doing what they might be doing. Hey, forget it all, throw it all out the window. If you're on Power Boost, you're protected. You don't even think about it.
Man, that is a good way to go. And you guys offer all the phones out there as well. I'm an Apple guy, so I was trying to learn the Samsung way of things with the phone that you guys sent, which is a little learning curve. It's 2 languages. When you're, let's call Apple French and Samsung Galaxy world of things out there as English, you got to learn some language things on there because they completely work differently.
They do, and I'm an Android user myself. Yeah. I cheat. I have Apple for work. I have Android for personal. But you're right. They are like 2 different languages. And that's one of the things we really focused on is in our retail experience. We've expanded our retail stores throughout the Pacific Northwest, both in Washington and Oregon. We're now up to 64 retail locations. And the reason I bring this up is it's all about the experience. We get customers walking through our doors every day that are longtime Apple loyalists or longtime Android loyalists, but they're interested in trying something else. And one of the benefits is when you come into our store, we'll sit down with you. We'll make sure that everything gets transferred over carefully and that it's as seamless as possible for you to transition to trying that out. We know it's not easy. Again, we're all creatures of habit. So when you go through that kind of change, we want to be there to support you and help you.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Once you get into that language, it's so easy to be like, okay, now I'm sucked in. And brands do that. Of course they do. They want to do that. Once they get you, they want to keep you. So I get that.
That's right.
That's a smart business model for them. But somebody that uses a PC all day and then I learned Apple, it's one of those things. I don't do Apple at work, but I tell you what, it's nice to have that. But I totally get the Android thing of things because it's so versatile compared to the box that Apple was working in. So there's pluses and minuses.
You nailed it. And I think that if you go and ask 100 people, you might get 100 different things. But ultimately, that's the way I look at it too, Eric, is Android is a little more versatile. But if you really like, simplicity and just a certain what I would call consistency, Apple may be the way to go. I think it just comes down to the individual and what kind of works better for their rhythm. For me, I enjoy both, but I tend to lean a little more on the Android side.
Yeah, I get that. And the other thing is too, is that it seems like the Android side has a few more apps and stuff out there because sure, Apple's got a death grip on that. It's what
That's
they
right.
do.
There's a little more flexibility.
Exactly. But nonetheless, it makes it really easy. And then I've noticed how you guys really combine things together. So now you're taking the residential internet bill or cable bill, depending on what everybody's plan is, whether they're streaming or if they've got the full on package of every movie, every TV channel, and then you're putting your cell phone plan within that. And it really gives a pretty good package with one company.
That's been our mission, is to offer up what we call the total home solution. But now adding in having that mobility tied to it. We know how important that is. And we really, at the core, it's our Xfinity internet product in the home. But tied to that, we know is very important is also entertainment, right? Television. We offer protection with our Xfinity home service, whether it's self-monitored or we offer a monitored service as well. And with new technology coming out, Eric, that we call Wi-Fi detection, more to come here. But what's exciting about this is there is a new technology that will allow devices in your home that are connected to your Wi-Fi to be able to alert you about what's happening surrounding your home.
To find out more, head to aroundthehouseonline.com. Around the House will be right back. Struggling with an outdated website? Did you try to DIY your website and it's not getting the traffic you had hoped? Need a stunning redesign, full site audit, and all the latest updates? Site Hype Designs has you covered. We're the wizards of web, crafting sleek, modern sites that can help get your business back on track. Right now, the first 10 listeners to email us with the subject Johnny Claus will score a complete site audit and exclusive consulting tips from our head wizard, Johnny Claus himself. So send him a message and see if you qualify. Don't wait, email John at sitehypedesigns.com with Johnny Claus in the subject line. That's John at sitehypedesigns.com. Hurry, only the first 10 get this magical deal. This is a holiday present for your business that can change how your customers find you. Site Hype Designs, where your website dreams come to life. Hey, I'm producer Jim from Around the House with Eric G. I work with Eric every day, so trust me when I say he's got the best home improvement tips on YouTube. He'll teach you how to fix your house, save money, and avoid those oops moments, like the time he almost glued himself to a countertop. Seriously, if you own a home, or just like watching a guy who might set off the smoke detector, you need to subscribe to at Around the House Eric G. Because if Eric's not helping you, I guarantee he's breaking something, and you don't want to miss that. You won't be disappointed. Welcome back to the Around the House show. We would love to hear from you. Have a question or comment? Hit us up on social media or our website, aroundthehouseonline.com. Now, let's get back to the conversation with Rigo Topete from Comcast and continue the conversation about technology and saving some serious money on your cell phone bill.
So you're going to start, I'm giving you a sneak peek. It's early. We haven't sent too much out yet. It's too much.
Technology. I was the smart home tech speaker for the National Association of Home Builders. And so there is some amazing stuff with this. Using that same technology, you can actually, if you've got grandma in the house alone, you could actually use that to detect falls, for instance, without losing privacy.
You nailed it. It's a big thumbs up. I have a 90-year-old grandmother who I just love and care so dearly. And that's a real thing, right? We want to make sure that she's safe. She has it in her home. And that's the benefit of this technology, right? It's protect and help also let us know if something goes wrong, and we can check in on her. She's absolutely for it because it helps also make her feel safe. But that's the great benefit of this technology. The other thing I'd call out is just going back to our earlier point around protection. It's the same thing, right? We got folks, you want to have a secure Wi-Fi network. This isn't just a dumb pipe, right? Our service, we've invested so much into our infrastructure and ensure that everything is properly encrypted to protect our users. That's what it's about. It's a smart pipe to ensure no one can get into your data, because again, that's where we're headed now, right? Folks are now shifting as we have more and more of our information online. We tend to see folks go after some of those soft spots, and that's why it's critical to have secure service in the home. And
Rigo, I got a new one here for you. I had in my last house that I just sold 2 of the cameras, just the camera only, not monitored, but 2 cameras out in front, kind of by my front door and one in front of my driveway. When my house was on the market, I could hear what does every person do when they come walk through your house that's on the market? They walk through the house, they walk out in front in the driveway, and they have the conversation with the realtor of what they like and what they don't like, and even what they might offer. And your microphones are really clear. I could hear every discussion coming out of that. Now, we fully disclosed we had cameras on the outside of it, but human nature is human nature. And I learned more about what people liked and what they didn't like and what they thought the house was worth before they had even left the property. It was kind of funny.
That's awesome. You know what? I didn't even think of that. I haven't sold a home recently. Congratulations, by the way, on that. But data is so powerful, right? How you collect data, and it helps us. I'm sure you made some adjustments based on what you were hearing. And
I had a notebook that I would just sit there and bring it up and go back have my phone out. I'd just go on the app, go back and go, okay, here's where they start talking, because it's marked clearly on the app, and put my headphones in. And if I even wanted to cheat, I would just download that and throw it in my AI transcriber, and it would transcribe it for me real quick. And then I could just read through it. But you'd see what the comments were real live time. It was pretty funny.
Oh, that's hilarious. But I love that. Super smart on your end. And that's another piece, right? You think of AI and how that's taken off, and it's all tied to connectivity, right? And everything is designed, technology is designed to just make things easier. So that's another piece that I thank you for bringing that up, is the benefit of AI, but it's all tied to how well you're connected to it. It's only going to work as good as your connection. So yeah, great.
Yeah, it's fascinating. And AI is going to be, again, as apps change, if you notice over the last few weeks, as you're using Google and Edge, all of a sudden they're really pushing do you want to search using our AI platform? And all of that stuff takes bandwidth. And if you don't have it, you don't have it. And it's gonna cost in the user experience personally if you don't. So it's more and more important. It's kind of like when I was a kid and we had AOL, right? You did all you could within the bandwidth, and otherwise it was just a really slow day.
Yeah, I remember those days. Yep. The dial-up AOL connection.
Oh my God. How patient were we?
Oh my. And then remember when it would kick you off, like it felt like it was going smooth, and then all of a sudden you had to reset it, and oh man.
Yeah, somebody was calling on the phone and was trying to get a hold of my mom, and I was a kid, and we had the one phone line in the house, and you'd been tying up the phone. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was in that kind of home too. We had one line, and there was always a little bit of shouting back and forth. They're tying up the line. I got a call coming in from grandma or from someone else. And
here we are now with AI, and a lot of people are scared of it out there. And I always just say, when you're scared of something, play around with it a little bit so you understand it. You can really get some great information. Of course, it's not 100% truth. It's doing the best at finding stuff, but every month it's getting smarter and smarter, and it can save you. I was using it trying to find out history of my dad, because he worked for the government and wasn't always clear exactly what his job was. And so I got into a conversation on my cell phone with Grok, going back and forth. And sure enough, I found out more stuff about my dad that I'd never known. My family didn't even know, but that could dig deep. And that would have taken me days of research. And in 20 minutes, I had way more information than I had before. So there's some great uses for it out there. Of course, it's scary. It's just like when the internet was coming on, it's scary, but it's going to change and speed things up a bit for us too.
I completely agree with you. And I hear the same out there, the echoes around the uncertainty and the fear around it. But I think that's what comes with any new technology. I was having this conversation with my mother recently, and she, for the first time, started dabbling a little bit with it. And she's like, hey, but I just, is it safe? And will someone take this information? And I think we're in this learning stage, but I really talked to her about embracing the technology, learning through it. And we haven't even scratched the surface, right? And I'm no expert in this space, but I really love to tell people about embracing technology, because there's ultimately going to be, there's an opportunity that comes with it to grow from it. And what it reminds me of too is we just, with all this new technology coming, the demand on bandwidth, on making sure we have the right amount of capacity, that's what we've been working on too, Eric, is we know there's companies out there that are making big investments to continue to build up their servers, but all this is capacity, right? And we have to continue to make investments there. We're in a great position today. We feel we're the leader in that space, but we also know what's ahead. We have to continue to make those investments.
Man, it's so funny. And I'll say this, and this is not just because you're here, like my mom's house, she's late 80s. And in her house, there is no, you guys aren't in her regional area. So another cable company comes in there. I walk into her house and, I just had the cable. They put a new box in. And I look at it and I'm like, I had this box with you guys like 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And I'm like, it's that old remote, that old silver remote. Okay, that's new. It's shocking at how many other companies out there that are other competitors of yours that are just using that dirt slow old technology, and they're still throwing a Band-Aid on it and kicking it out the door, where you guys every couple of years have the latest, newest, greatest stuff that's fast.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. It breaks my heart when I see that box you just described with the old silver remote. At one time, it was great. When it was going back 10 years, it was the newest and the latest and the greatest. But we've come such a long way when it comes to equipment, especially tied to entertainment or Wi-Fi. And I see that on the internet side as well, by the way. In my travels, I have family throughout the country, and in some of the areas where we don't service, I have family out in Texas, and there's a good part of Texas we don't service. They're in the Dallas metro. They have some equipment that's just so dated. They're not even on Wi-Fi 6, right? So they're on our old DOCSIS legacy equipment. And it just breaks my heart because the technology we're so further ahead. But some companies out there, I won't call out any specifically.
Yeah, I'm not sitting here to bash people, but it's a fair comparison. Like in Can and Beats, same thing. Not close. It is dirt slow.
To find out more, head to aroundthehouseonline.com. John and Eric would love to hear from you. Send them a message on the website, aroundthehouseonline.com. Around the House will be right back after a word from our amazing sponsors.
Are you a contractor, landscaper, or small business owner? Did you have a great year in business and are worried about those deductions for your 2024 taxes? Give your accountant a call and check out the trailers from Summit Trailer. If you want the highest quality trailer you can own, they are proudly made here in Oregon with a dealer network in the West Coast. What I love about my Summit Trailer is it's a dump trailer that was designed to work. I can load it up without having to worry about if it's going to lift the load, and it pulls like a dream. This was built to work. So it doesn't matter if you want a dump trailer like mine, or a deck over, flatbed, tilt bed, or utility trailer. They've got a trailer that'll fit your needs. Invest in your business at the end of 2024 with something you'll feel proud of, pulling at the job site or your next project. Check out the best trailer in the West at summittrailermfg.com. Click on the dealer locator to find your nearest dealer at summittrailermfg.com. This is not tax advice, but hey, I bet you still need a trailer at summittrailermfg.com.
Hey, Hey, it's producer Jim here, and Eric G has no idea I'm doing this. When you sign up for the Around the House Insider, you're not just getting early access to the weekend show, exclusive extended episodes, the full back catalog, and a direct line to Eric himself. I'm throwing in 2 Around the House stickers on me, just for signing up. But don't wait, this is only while supplies last. It's just $4 a month. Head to aroundthehouseonline.com or click the link in the show notes. Shush! Don't tell Eric. Welcome back to the Around the House show. We would love to hear from you. Have a question or comment? Hit us up on social media or our website, aroundthehouseonline.com. Now, let's wrap the conversation with Rigo Topete from Comcast and get back to Eric and John.
Exactly. And so we can't do that to our customers. Our customers expect the latest and greatest. We have to make those investments. We know that. It's quite an investment, but it's the right thing to do because that's what customers are looking for. They want to make sure they have what's the newest, and we have to keep up with that.
Yeah, when your data speeds haven't changed in a decade, you might be slightly behind the curve. And I'm just going to say that to the other people out there. But you might be slightly, it's like somebody going, hey, thanks for signing up with us. Here's your brand new iPhone 4. Enjoy it.
Yeah, that's right. And one of the things we started to do, we start to send these emails out to our customers. For any of our existing customers out there and any of your subscribers, they probably have received this, where we send you a report card essentially on your network on how it's working. We send you updates on when we upgrade your speeds at no additional cost through the investments. That's what you should expect. You should, if you're on to your point, if you haven't had an upgrade or a speed in 10 years, we should be asking why. Why are we not making enhancements or investments? We feel we still have an opportunity to even do more of that, which we will, but it's so important to continue to make those investments there as well.
Yeah, and guys out there, if you are Comcast Xfinity customers, and I'll tell you this, and sorry to give away a bunch of your boxes, but if you've got equipment that's 4 or 5 years old in there, head down to your local Xfinity store and get it upgraded because you're missing out on the latest and greatest. So make sure you've got upgraded equipment because I tell you what, it's a game-changing difference when you get into that stuff where you're quad view and some of this other stuff that you can watch for your favorite football games on Sunday or whatever you're doing.
You're spot on, Eric. We've started some trials of proactively reaching out to our customers and encouraging exactly what you just said, is to bring in their equipment into their local Xfinity store. We have great teammates there ready to take care of you, walk you through the whole process and ensure that you walk out of there and set up a box with it seamlessly. So when you get home, it's ready to go. But we want you all to bring in your old equipment to get the latest and greatest.
I tell you what, not having to run coax cable and having those Wi-Fi TV boxes, I haven't had to use my cutter in a long time because I don't have to worry about sitting there making custom cables and doing my own install, which I can do. But it's like nice to be able to just plug it and go, that'll fit right there. I don't have to run cable under the crawl space and out.
Oh, I remember those days. I've moved around quite a bit in the company. I won't bore you through my journey, but I spent a couple of years in technical operations, and not an easy thing. So I'm right with you, Eric. So excited about the enhancements there. I still remember putting on the ends. It doesn't surprise me that you figured out a way to do that very effectively.
Yeah.
I just want a little bit of your background, but yeah, we've come a long way.
Yeah, it's nice. And again, we were starting out talking about phones, but this is all that background base stuff that makes that so reliable that it just really helps. And boy, it's sure nice not having to look around in a restaurant and go, what's the Wi-Fi in here? What's going on? Trying to figure out the passcodes, what works.
Yeah, if you're on Xfinity Mobile, you'll never have to worry about that. Forget about that. It's not even going to be on your mind ever again.
Man, I love it. Mine's a little old, so about halfway through the day now, it's doing that. It's paid for, so halfway through the day, it's going, you could charge me.
I'm in the same boat.
Oh yeah, it's a creature of habit. It's charged all night. But again, smartwatch is another one of those health things that's really smart. And I wanted to get a smartwatch because if I fell in for the safety, some of these things in the safety, from heart monitoring to exercise to how much you're moving to fall safety. If you fall and don't react, it can actually call your emergency contact. again, safety stuff's key for me.
Yeah, I love that you call that out, because think about what's also changing in the health space, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rings are out there, watches, and you name it. That's so important to us, and that's what technology offers. And by the way, that all ties to what? Connectivity. And so it goes back again, health data, all of that. You want it to be protected. We feel we're again in a great position now, and we're making investments to be in the same great position in the future for all of our customers.
Man, that is awesome. That is awesome. And yeah, I mean, that smart space is just getting started, and you might as well get prepared for it. Black Friday, it might be time for me to switch over. Now you got me thinking that's a pretty good deal because my phone's almost paid for. I'm like, okay, might be the time to do it.
But please consider it, because we have some great deals with what we call the tips, where you get an extra payout during this period because of the deal on top of what you would have received under the normal window of time throughout the year.
Yeah.
So if there was any time and you've been thinking about it, pop on into one of our Xfinity stores. And that's why we keep opening those up, because our customers love them. And these are mobile experts that are going to make it easy for you to upgrade your phone or switch from the other carriers.
And I tell you what, guys, no reason to jump on a 1-800 number, call you guys up when you can just walk in and deal with somebody face to face and they handle it. To me, I'm old school like that. I'd much rather just walk in and have a smiley face, deal with it with me and work through it and leave with whatever I need versus the other way around. So for me, that's the best way. Those stores are awesome.
Yeah, that's my style too, Eric. We know, the folks can certainly go on to Xfinity.com or call 1-800-XFINITY, but I'm a little what I would describe as old school myself, and I like to walk in, lay down on the table, and let the experts do the work. That's what they're trained for, while you can sit back and relax, watch a game or whatever we have on the TV that you want to watch. We'll take care of you.
That's awesome. Rigo, thanks for coming on today, brother. I really appreciate it. And guys, there's the hot breaking news there with that sale. That's a good one.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Eric, again, for having me. You're doing such a great job here, and just appreciate you giving us some time.
No problem, brother. I appreciate it. Johnny, I love talking to the guys over there at Comcast Xfinity, but it also sounds like a sponsored segment, even though it's not. I just like saving people some money. And quite frankly, I'm going to do the same. So I'm going to switch over and get rid of my AT&T. Sorry, AT&T, because it's going to save me a few grand a year just on switching over. So that's going to save me a couple bucks.
Yeah, that's where the loyalty lies, is to your wallet, my friend.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Man, speaking about loyalty, we only got a minute or two before we run out of time here, but I was really shocked today. I found out reading that Cheap Tricks Live at Budokan was not recorded in Budokan. Did you know that?
I did know that.
Oh, man. I had no idea that was in Osaka, and the Budokan tape sucked.
Oh, no. We've all been taken for a ride for the last 50 years.
My childhood is broken now. Oh, wait a minute. It already was. I'm like, I've been lied to since I was a child.
Just put that head back in the sand and pretend you never heard that. Because when I hear the crowd, I like to believe it's Budokan. Just leave it at that. Yeah.
Okay. It's not just
if it has been for 50 years, doggone it. It
is. Okay. Well, we'll write the ship. It's still Budokan.
This is how American history works. We just say stuff and then it's history. That's how it was.
It's history again. That's right. We've changed so much history in the past. The wisdom of John Dudley again for the win.
That's all I got, brother.
That's it. I wanted to thank everybody out there as we go out here to break. And this has been a really big weekend here. And I just want to thank all of our listeners in Portland, our new hometown station, our old hometown station, for tuning in on FM News 101 KXL. This to you guys that didn't hear the first hour of the show here, I just want to say thank you for tuning back in. It is so nice to be home. This show Around the House started on KXL when it was an AM channel back in 1988. So that is where the roots were. And it went from 88 all the way to 2019. And then when Alpha Media went through its troubles, they got rid of all the weekend stuff. We changed over to Salem Media. They were gents to us over there, and they had been nothing but awesome. But when my buddy Mark came back over as the new GM over there, he invited us back over. And it is so nice to be back home over there where the roots of Around the House, where it's nice to be back home again. And all is right in the world with that. And it feels good to be doing it.
And it's post-Budokan, so we're safe.
Exactly. So we're safe. No revisionist history needed there.
These are real roots we're talking about, kids.
Yep. Nothing fake about that. And hey, guys, we want to hear your feedback as well. If there's something that you want to hear from us or you want to hear us talk about, make sure you send us a note over at aroundthehouseonline.com. We really would love to hear from you. And we've got so many episodes up there on the podcast. If you're listening on the radio and you're catching us for the first time, dive into the Wayback Machine. There's thousands of episodes out there for you to take a look at. So if there's a subject that you want to hear, you can just search and find it there on your favorite podcast player. Johnny, thanks for coming on today, man. Love doing this stuff. And what a great early December holiday kind of episode here, celebrating coming back on the air in Portland. I appreciate it.
Here we go.
Thanks, brother. I'm Eric G. And for Johnny D, you've been listening to Around the House.
Beyond the mean, life is a love song. Let's be lovers. We're all over the radio. Take my hand, I know where to go. All over the radio with you.
Hey, it's Eric G with Around the House. Are you looking to grow your business? Need a spokesperson for your company? Maybe an MC for an upcoming trade show, or maybe you want to up your game and shoot some promotional videos. My team of experts would love to chat with you. Head to aroundthehouseonline.com and fill out the Contact Us form, and we'll set something up. Thanks for listening to Around the House.